All right, today we're going to talk about truck demos. The way we normally do a truck demo is we break the truck into 4 different areas. The mast area, including the axle, operator's compartment, the service area, in the rear the truck concentrated on the steer axle. Within those 4 areas, what we want to do is find 3 items within those 4 areas for a good 12-point demo that's going to be a differentiator from the competition. And we're going to talk about those items here in a second, but I just wanted to make sure that we break the truck down, and this could be for any truck. It doesn't matter if we're talking about 2,500 pound electric 3-wheeler or a 15.5 pneumatic. We're going to break the truck down the same way. I want to introduce you to the Hyster 60 XT. We'd like to do a demo walk around on this. First, we always start at the mast. And one of the biggest things you're going to notice about the Hyster mast are minimal weldments on the side of the mast. And the big reason being is we have thicker steel on the side. You're going to notice competitors are going to have mast stiffeners right in this area here with extra weldments. And what that does is it helps them support the channel overlap when they're raised all the way up. And you'll notice we don't need to do that because our steel is much thicker. The nicer thing about having a thicker area here is we're able to put a larger load roller in the channel. Larger load roller is less friction, less wear and tear, less cost of operations. The other thing that we do is we cant those rollers 3 degrees. We angle the rollers into the corners of the channels, which means when we go up full lift height and we side shift, those rollers pinch the channels together to eliminate that slop, keeping that side-to-side motion nice for the operator from a stability standpoint. The other thing that we do very nicely is we've got this 3-inch cast steel cross member at the top. It's 3-inch cast steel mounted to a 3-inch tube steel, and this tube actually goes into the casting right there prior to the weldment, and that's just going to keep these channels in precise alignment throughout the life of the truck. The other thing that we do on our truck, and you'll notice also our center cross member is twice as thick as the competitors on the XT truck. The other thing that we do differently is on our hose, this would be a competitive flared fitting. The one thing about flared fittings is when you tighten the flared fittings, technicians want to over tighten them to try to keep them from leaking, and what happens is they end up stripping the threads, and that actually creates the leak. And then you've got a major problem, because not only, as you'll notice, that the fittings are crimped to the hoses, so if you strip the fitting, you're going to end up having a major repair. Again, higher cost of operations. So on the Hyster trucks, on our high pressure lines, we use O-ring flat face seals. The idea behind that is the O-ring is what's going to eliminate the leaks, and if it does start to leak, all you have to do is change out the O-ring. Flat face here and there eliminates the opportunity to over tighten and strip them, which again, if we have a leak, we're just going to undo it, change out the O-ring, put it back together, and not have to repair the whole hosing. Moving to the operator's compartment. First thing you'll notice is we have a good 3-point entry system, as well as the lowest step height in the industry for this size truck. Once you're in the truck, we at Lift One are going to stock our trucks with a full suspension seat, as well as a rear drive handle with a horn button. So on the dash display, you have the availability to change from a eco mode, which is for fuel savings and cost of operations, to high performance mode, which is better for productivity, depending on what your customer is after. On our walk around sheet, we give the directions to how to change the dash display settings. One of the new great features about the XT truck is the emergency brake. The adjustments right here at the bottom, as well as the brake fluid fill is right here with easy access for your maintenance and daily checks. You'll notice that we have LED lights on the front of the truck, as well as work lights in the rear. Very nice, bright LEDs, low profile. Our overhead guard is tilted for better visibility at the higher levels. The other thing that you'll notice throughout the truck in the critical areas is IP66 sealed connectors. They're rubber sealed in the front and the back on both sides, as well as with a locking mechanism to make sure it doesn't come loose due to the vibration of the truck. You'll notice on the PSI engine we use coilover ignitions as opposed to spark plugs, as well as the rotary caps that they continue to use. Another thing about the PSI engine is it's 19% more fuel efficient than the Toyota, as well as 10% more productive. So again, we've got a nice workhorse here in the Hyster 60 XT. One thing you notice about our counterweights throughout the line is the protection, as well as great airflow, keeping the truck cool at all times. Moving down to the axle. We've got a cast ductile iron axle, which has some flexibility to it. Again, these trucks are going over dock boards, dock plates are out in lumber yards. Having a flexible axle is going to take some of the punishment off the individual components. The other nice thing about our cast ductile iron axle is it's mounted front and back with our Hyster stability system. This allows to keep all four tires on the ground at all times, even as the chassis starts to rotate. The other thing you'll notice is our tie rod's twice as thick as the competition.